The story of a little duck. Once upon a time there was a little duck. Here he is. He lived beside a pretty little pond. Here's the pond. See the water lilies in it. His mother and father lived there too. Here are the mother duck and father duck. The little duck never wore a raincoat when it rained because water just rolled right off his little feather back without bothering him at all. Here he is, without a raincoat in rain. He likes it. But sometimes when the sun was shining bright and hot, he would use a cool green water lily pad for an umbrella. Here he is with his umbrella. Doesn't he look funny? One summer day, the little duck swam round and round the pond so many times that he got tired of it. Here he is swimming round and round that pond. By and by, he said to himself, "This is a very little pond and nothing exciting ever happens here. I think I'll go find a bigger pond." So he picked a green umbrella for himself because the sun was hot, and he ran away from his little pond. Here he is running away. He went while his mother and father were having an afternoon nap. Here are the mother and father duck having their afternoon nap. The little duck walked a long, long way down the dusty road. Here's the little duck on the dusty road. He went through some dark woods. Here he is in the dark woods. And he crossed a big field with daisies and buttercups growing in it. Here he is in the big field. See the daisies and the buttercups. Until at last he came to a sandy beach. What do you suppose he saw there? A big, big pond. It really was the ocean, but little duck didn't know it because he had never heard of the ocean. Here's the little duck seeing the ocean for the first time. He was so surprised and pleased that he dropped his umbrella and right down into the ocean, and he began to swim in it. Here's the little duck swimming in the ocean. See the waves. At first, the little duck thought the waves were fun, and he shouted, "Quack, quack," happily every time that one knocked him over. Here he is shouting, "Quack, quack," when the waves knock him over. But by and by, the waves got bigger and rougher, and he didn't like them quite so much. Here the waves are getting bigger and rougher. Then do you know what happened? The little duck heard a chug, chug, chug noise, and he looked up and saw what he thought was the biggest animal in the world passing by right next to him. It was really a ship, but little duck didn't know that because he had never heard of a ship. Here's the little duck looking at the ship. And just as that big ship passed by the little duck, it blew its whistle. It made an awful noise. Here's the whistle making an awful noise. Oh dear. The little duck was so scared that he turned his little tail around and swam back to the beach as fast as he could paddle. And he hopped and he ran and he flew through the field with the daisies and the buttercups and through the dark woods and along the dusty road. Here he is, hopping and running and flying. His father and mother saw him coming, and they flapped their wings and said, "Quack, quack, we're glad to see you back. Don't you ever run away again." Here's the little duck, safe at home with his mother and father. Here are the father and mother duck saying, "Quack, quack, we're glad to see you back." And the little duck said he wouldn't run away again because he was so glad to be back in his nice little pond where there weren't any big waves or big animals that